Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial in my Happy Drawing with Frank Rodgers series. And before we start, of course, could you subscribe? That would be fabulous. Thank you very much. And also remember to ring that little bell icon. Okay, well the tutorial today is with the beginning of my series in drawing the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt. And the one I'm going to do is Anubis. Now, Anubis was the god of mummification, the afterlife, and the dead. And he's usually portrayed as a man with the head of a jackal. So we start off with the jackal's head at the top here. And a jackal traditionally had long ears, so long pointed ears. So you get one coming up like that, and a part of his head showing, and then the other ear coming up like that, almost like two great teeth sticking up, right? And the front of his head would slope down like that, very dog-like. Of course, a jackal is a kind of dog. You get that sloping out to a long muzzle there, and then coming back in to the long mouth, the bottom part of the jaw there, coming in. That's probably a bit too high, so we'll bring that up to there. And the area here, of course, you'd have the very famous Egyptian eye look, you know, that long kind of lozenge shape. You get that shape there with a bit sticking out the end, like that. And the eyebrow coming up there, okay? And the back of this ear comes down and curves around almost in parallel with that line there, and then curves around like almost like the cheek of the jackal. And behind that, you continue that line, and that, of course, is part of the headdress, which you will see on the pharaohs. Goes around there, okay? And this part of the headdress starts about here, there, and comes down over the front of his body, because you can imagine the neck coming behind here and his shoulder coming out just about, imagine the back of the head coming around there and the neck and the shoulder coming out very broad like that, and the headdress coming out behind the shoulder and appearing like that. This will all be striped, which I'll put in later. The other part, which this hanging down part comes in just here like that, okay, and the other shoulder comes in across like that. Now what you see, of course, here is the head to the side and the top half of the body to the front. When I draw the legs, they'll be to the side. Now what the Egyptians were doing was drawing the most representational view of the body. You normally see the body from the front, the legs moving from the side. So that's what they did. Didn't bother about being too realistic in that sense. So you get the body from the front like that, down to a very narrow waist, and you got his arms coming down like that. I'll put the details on later. One arm coming down like that, the forearms bulging out, and in his right hand rather, he's carrying the Ankh symbol. Now the Ankh symbol is a symbol of life, of course, and it represents, oops, I'll just draw that a bit more, that curve there, like that, and you get that coming out there. Now the Ankh symbol, just to remind myself here, is, symbolises life. It also represents not only the life of the Egyptian as mortals, but also their afterlife as immortals. So that has two meanings. See this kind of slight cross shape with a loop at the top, the Ankh shape. And of course we have his covering here, which has a curve going across, like a skirt shape there. And of course he's a jackal, you know, he's represented as having a tail which curves down like that and then broadens out to almost like a long spear shape at the bottom like that. Okay, see that? I'll put the other arm in now. This other arm is holding what's known as a was scepter, W-A-S. And that scepter is a link between the Anubis as the gods and also as the pharaoh. So there's a link. Anytime you see a character holding the wasp scepter, it's a link between the pharaoh and the gods. Okay, and I'll just draw his hand coming in here, and it's like almost like a lance, if you like, and it comes down. It's holding it there in the grip, and it goes up to the top like that, couple lines, and at the top it just bends over slightly, and it has that kind of T-shape, bent T-shape at the top, and at the bottom goes right down like that and ends in a little kind of open shape like that, an upturned U shape. So that's the wasp scepter. Okay, now the legs, of course, are seen from the side, so out from underneath the skirt shape here down to the knees, and then you see the calf muscle, and the other one coming down there as if he's striding forward, you know, and you get the side of the foot showing here like that, and the other one appearing right in here. So that's the basic shape that I'm drawing, and what I'll do now is start putting some of the details on. Right, some of the details on the headdress here. What you would see would be stripes coming down like this, following that curve like that. Just keep on drawing them down like that, and they start to straighten out slightly, and continue on these shapes here. Okay, and of course around his neck he has a great kind of necklace shape which comes down like that, and then very, very broad shape at the side here, comes down a great curve like that, and this is divided up into concentric rings like that one there, and a broader part in the middle coming there, and then the bottom part is decorated with little triangles all the way up. I'll finish them later. Okay, now the waistband here has some stripes on it like that, and this part here has stripes going across the way, so you'll see that kind of thing there. I'll put them in more definitely later on. Okay, and on the top part of his right arm he has an armband there, an armlet, and another one there. Okay, so these are all the details, the main details that we'll be drawing for this character. What I want to do now is to go over my pencil lines and bring the whole drawing out a bit more, like this. Just putting a bit more weight. I'm using a 5B pencil, by the way, and just bringing out the shape of the lines that bit more boldly, if you like. And even though Anubis was a very powerful, important god, he was also regarded as very gentle and caring, because he made sure that the deceased, the dead person, was guided safely through the underworld, to the underworld, and through the underworld. So he was very highly regarded as a god. Okay, just carry on that there. Right. Okay, I shall carry on and beef these lines up, and I'll catch up with you shortly. Okay. Okay, I'm just finishing outlining these sketch lines, making it a bit more definite. Okay, now what I will do now, I would colour it. Now you can colour it with various things. You can colour it with pens or paint or whatever, or colour pencils for that matter. If you're going to do, as I'm going to do, colour it with pens, then I wouldn't go past the sketch stage, because once you start using pens, you find that these heavy pencil lines tend to rub into the colour and dirty it slightly. So I would go to the sketch stage if you're going to use pens and work from there. So what I'm going to do actually now is just actually rub over this, clean it down a bit, and then work on it with the colour. Okay, as you can see, I've actually cleaned it up a bit, using this putty rubber, and hopefully that will mean that the colours, the pencil won't bleed into the colours. So I'm going to draw, or rather colour in the head shape just now, and I'm just using a kind of bluish grey for that. There's actually a line in the centre of his head like that, so or rather his ear. So I would colour that in like that, leave that white part there, and then colour in the other ear. I'm going to be outlining it in black, by the way, so you won't lose these lines. I'm just going over that just now to get that separation of the mouth coming down. Goes up over there. Now you carefully go around the eyebrow shape and the eye shape. I'm going to leave those white, so leave plenty of room as you go around like that. Okay, that'll go in there. There's the eye shape, and I'll carefully colour that in and around here and around there as well, down to that line there. So I'll just colour that in, and you can catch up maybe when I've done it. Okay. Right, to finish this off. I would also use this colour in his necklet there, the centre section, coming in like that, coming across the centre and then up like that, and also in the centre part of his armbands. Again, just draw around the actual shape and fill it in. Quite simple. The Egyptians loved these bright colours and used an awful lot in their wall paintings and so on. And then the central part of his belt there. Okay, now we're going to move on to the, I forgot his little triangles here. They are all, I would do these with that shape as well, that colour rather. Bring that up there very quickly. And also forgot, they've got the, let's see now, the colour of the stripes they put in. I'm going to put these in with a kind of purple colour, like that. Just follow those pencil lines down like that, very carefully, leaving a white, nice neat white gap in between. Okay, like that. And I'll continue doing that there and there and also there. I would also use this purple colour for the tops of the armbands, as I have done there. Okay, so move on to the body colour now, which is a kind of burnt orange colour, like this. I start off by filling this neck part in here, like that. A little bit there showing. And then of course the whole body. So you basically draw around your shape like that first of all, and then just fill it in. And just take it easy and try and cover all of the shapes nice and neatly, go around part of that. As I said, I've outlining it with black anyway, so any little bits that I've missed will be covered by that. So I'll just carry on doing that. Let's see what it looks like when I've finished. Okay, there we go. I'll just use this to keep my hand from rubbing on the colours. And basically just a black pen, and carefully outline your drawing like that. Okay, and you can see that it's beefing the whole thing up like that. You see how that's making it much more dynamic already. to there, and carefully into the mouth shape, and then round, that shape there, and carefully around the eyes and the rest of the body, and I'll continue doing that. Okay, I'm just finishing off now, outlining, drawing, nice and carefully, and then the bottom of the foot. Right, well, that's Anubis, god of the underworld. One last little thing, actually. Anubis's name in hieroglyphics is drawn like this. There's a wee extra for you. The first part is like a feather, comes out like that. Just drawing this roughly for you. And underneath that, there's a kind of symbol, almost like a river symbol, which may be for the river. Styx, though, I don't know if the Egyptian mythology had the river Styx. Then beside that, there's a long rectangle like that. And then beside that, you have a bird shape, a little beak, a little eye, there, like that. And a funny little, almost like a chick, a little wing appearing there. And then the back of the bird coming down, sloping out, and its chest coming down like that. Two little feet coming down, and a wee spur at the back, and then one there, and a little tail. And then the last part, of course, is the actual jackal itself. So, but this time it's en couchant, as the French would say, which is lying down like the Sphinx, you know. So you get that kind of jackal shape there, like that. The back of its head sloping right down, a great big curve up to its hindquarters there, and its chest, and then its legs stretched out in front of it like that, and then its underside coming up to the back legs there, showing underneath it like that, and a long kind of tail coming down like that. So that's how you would actually see the name of Anubis in hieroglyphics. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope I can see you again sometime very soon. Okay, but in the meantime, of course, all the best and happy drawing.